You have always assumed ancient life was constant, exhausting survival. Hunt or starve, find water or die, run or be eaten. Every waking hour consumed by the desperate business of staying alive. That assumption is one of the most wrong things modern humans believe. Researchers who studied modern hunter-gatherers found something that shocked them. Ancient humans had more leisure time than you do right now. Food procurement took 3 to 5 hours a day, not a life. The rest of those hours belong to something nobody talks about enough. Today, you are going to live that day from the very beginning. You are asleep before the sun has any intention of rising. You are sleeping closer to other people than you ever sleep. Now, body heat, shared between people who have shared everything else. Sometime before dawn, one person in the group stirs. They add wood to the fire without fully waking anyone. This happens every night in every group, without being assigned. Without being asked, the fire was the most important member of the group. Nobody said that. You drift back into sleep, and the dream that finds you is vivid. You will talk about this dream when the group wakes, and they will listen. The sun arrives, and it does not ask permission. It finds your closed eyes first, warm through the lids. You do not wake with an alarm. You wake because the light said so, and the first thing you do is nothing for a few minutes. The group wakes slowly around you, not all at once. Someone puts water on the fire. Someone stretches in the morning. Light. And then something happens that happens every single morning without fail. Someone starts talking and everyone else starts listening. Not about plans, not about tasks, about what they dreamed last night. The group listens the way you listen to something that matters. The morning meal is simple, and nobody eats it alone. And if living this day with them feels worth continuing, subscribing means you can. After eating, the group does not immediately disperse to their tasks. Sit together, and the talking continues, finding its own shape. Then two people in the group begin doing something with their hands. One is grooming the other's hair, slowly, carefully, without being asked. You have been doing this for each other since you could remember anything. Touch between people in your group is not special. It is constant. The absence of touch would be the strange thing, not the presence of it. A small group of children has moved to the edge of the camp. They are playing a game they invented 3 days ago. They play it every morning now and argue about the rules every morning too. You watch them from where you are sitting, and you remember you were one of those children not very long ago. Mid-morning, and some of the group leave to gather and hunt. You are staying today. You stayed yesterday too. Sometimes you stay. There is no shame in staying. The work rotates, and everyone knows it. Today, the people who stayed are making things. You sit beside an older woman who is working on something intricate. She is decorating a piece of ochre with a pattern she has been refining for years. The pattern means something. You know what it means. She taught you. She taught your mother too, and her mother taught her. You pick up your own piece of ochre and begin working beside her. She corrects your hand once, without speaking. Just a gentle redirect. This is how almost everything you know was taught to you. Not in a classroom, not through explanation, through sitting beside and doing. The sun is at its highest, and the heat is serious now. You move into the shade of a large tree with most of the group. Nobody hunts at midday. The animals have the same idea about the heat. This is not wasted time. This is what the day demands at this hour. In the shade, the talking becomes something different, something longer. This is what ancient humans did all day, and it looks like this. The story being told beneath the tree started 3 days ago. It began with something that happened to a woman in a group 2 valleys away. You have never met her, but you know her now through this story. This is what stories have always done. They extend the world beyond your sight. The storyteller uses their whole body, not just their voice. When they describe running, their legs move. When danger comes, their eyes widen. The children have abandoned their game and crawled closer to. Listen. One child is sitting in an adult's lap without either of them noticing it happened. The story contains information wrapped inside something that feels like entertainment. You will remember this information because you loved the story. The story ends, the storyteller sits back down, and nobody says anything for a moment. Then everyone talks at once about what just happened in the story. The heat begins to ease slightly, and someone picks up 2 stones. They begin tapping them together in a rhythm. Without thinking about it, someone across the group starts tapping something else to match it. Then a third person starts humming, something that fits over both rhythms. This happens almost every afternoon. You have never noticed how it starts. It just begins. And then it becomes what it always becomes. The children start moving to it before the adults do. Their bodies know what to do with music before their minds have a word for music. One elder, who barely moves during the day, is swaying. She learned this music from people who are no longer alive, and she will pass it to the children moving beside her right now. This is the oldest library in human history, and it lives in people, not objects. The hunters and gatherers return in the late afternoon. You hear them before you see them, their voices carrying across the open ground. The return is not a transaction. It is not just food being delivered. There is touching. There is laughing. There is something that happened out there being told. Someone found something today that nobody has seen before. The whole group examines it, passes it around, offers opinions. Nobody knows what it is, and that is somehow delightful to everyone. The elder woman says she saw something like it once, many years ago. The group listens to her the way you listen to someone who has seen more. She speaks without hurrying, and nobody hurries her. This is how the group holds what one person alone cannot hold. Together they know more than the smartest person among them alone. The evening fire is built differently from the practical fires of the day. This fire is for sitting around, not for cooking, not for warmth primarily. The smell of the evening meal moves through the camp before it is ready. You have smelled this smell 10,000 times, and it still does something to you. The evening meal is the longest meal, the one nobody rushes. Food shared from the same source, eaten in the same circle at the same fire. After eating, the fire becomes the center of something harder to name. The talking becomes quieter. Listening becomes deeper. Someone begins a story that is not about what happened today, a story about how the world came to be what it is. You have heard this story before. You will hear it again. Each time you hear it, you understand something in it you missed before. The stars are fully out now, and the fire is lower than it was. The story has ended, and nobody moved to end the gathering. Someone is lying with their head in another person's lap. The sitting one is looking at stars and saying their names softly. You know the stars the way you know the faces of your group. They tell you where you are. They tell you what season it is. They tell you things. One by one, the group settles into sleep around the fire. Children went first. The elders stay awake longest. Always. You lie down, and the ground beneath you is familiar and warm. The sounds of the night move through you without frightening you. You live today exactly as your body was designed to. Live touch, story music, craft fire, sleep, and the people beside you doing the same.